This is Kevin with Reverse Gear, showing you what I do on a daily basis. I'm here at Z Car Source, and right here we have a 1972 Datsun 240Z. And what I'm going to show you here is a new product we're going to offer, a HID conversion. As you can see, factory sealed beams. I've already got the car up in the air, some lights out to make this easier, but let's go over the product itself. What you have here is a standard size 7-inch HID conversion projector. It's already got the HID bulbs installed, and we're going to offer these as a mostly assembled kit and also as a almost fully bolt-in kit, depending on your needs and price range. Also, these aren't a very basic do-it-yourself. On the level of 1 to 10, this is nearly a 10. This 2 wires here are for, down at the bottom, optional daylight running lamps if you want. 2 wires here control the high-low function. These are the power to the bulb itself. The high-low function is a relay in there that raises and lowers the bulb refractor itself. And here's a basic look at the wiring harness. You're going to have a power supply here with 2 fuses, one for each side of the car, a ballast, a relay to go from the stock headlight switch to power this, and that's for the reason for the power wires here, which I'll show you that in a moment. A connector that plugs directly into the factory wiring harness from the headlight bucket. That's just the end that controls the high-low function wired into the back of the connector there. It's not super complicated, but there are some wiring and fitment issues that makes it a little hard. Now I'll show you a modification I suggest, and because this is our test bed card, I've already performed. On the firewall here you will see a terminal block added to the firewall, powered off the battery. This is my suggestion of the way to power this. If you hook the wires directly to a battery and you have later on have a bad starter, the heat will not only generate a lot of heat in these cables, but it will transmit directly to the wires on that. Yeah, so it'll go a little ways down this wire, but it'll be isolated here, so you don't have to worry about not only losing your starter, but losing, say, this very expensive HID conversion. I don't know the price yet. This is a work in progress, and we're gonna have to, like I said, there'll be different levels from the basic to the ready to bolt in unit. Anyways, there's a basic look at the system and how it will work, and I will move on to the next one, which is showing you how it's installed in the vehicle. You're going to pull the wiring harness through, and there's 4 8mm head retaining nuts. You're going to take those loose. Remembering to save the bolts. If you have the longer ones like this, you're in luck, because there is an issue of new headlights are a little bit thicker. and it's just a full assembly. You're gonna have to modify this. I'll go with that in the next step of the video. Okay, the first step is to start disassembling the headlight assembly here. Typically, you just have to loosen these screws up. And you can rotate the ring, take it off. You're going to need to save that. Pull the headlight out. Disconnect the wiring harness. Of course, there's no reason to save that. Next step is you're going to need to pull these wires out of the connector. I got a tip for you to show you how to mark these better. Since it's dusty, dirty, wipe it off. But then the next step is you can write on it better. Take some masking tape, wrap around the connector good. And then you can take a Sharpie and mark it. You got a red and white wire, just a R and W will do. Solid red wire, just put an R. And a black wire, easy, just put a B. And then you're going to take a screwdriver and gently coax these connectors out of the connector so you can pull the wiring. Just the grommets can might be rotten, but just pull the whole wiring assembly out, and then you're going to reattach the connector block back on it. That way you can reconnect the this harness into the new harness that runs the HID lights for you. And next step after you get this out is going to be drilling a 1-inch hole in the back of it. I've already got one done, and I'll show you. Here's what you can end up with, because basically the bulb and wiring harness is going to stick out the back here, so you need the clearance. I've gone ahead and just repainted this one and redone it, put a new gasket on it, which we sell. And the next step is going to be fitting the new light. Okay, here's a look at the new headlight assembly with the HID bulb already installed, the wiring through the grommet. This is more like the only way we're going to sell this, since it is really hard to get that bulb in there. And just to make it an easier installation, like we said before, we may offer it with these already modified. You'll just have to send your core in afterwards. But I'll show you how this is assembled. Top adjusting screw, the cutouts give you an indication that this is the top of it, and the headlights are marked top. It's a matter of feeding the wires through. Pull the grommet through. Okay, align the mounting tabs into the grooves. Then it's a matter of feeding the headlight ring on. It only goes on one way also. Lining it up to screw holes with the screws. And this is the slightly difficult part. The headlight being so thick, the screws barely want to catch. So probably one of the most difficult installation parts. Tighten them down equally to get it started better. And then just snug it up. There you go. One assembled headlight. Now I just got one more to do, and then we'll install these. Okay, and the first step to remove the headlight is locate the wiring harness. There's two here that look identical. Trace the wire back to the headlight itself. This one's actually going to the turn signal. This one's the headlight. Pull back the rubber shield and just disconnect the cable here. And the next step would be now the next step is to install the assembled headlight. Now just connect the supplied wiring. Okay, look at the way I routed the wires. This is the power feed. Basically, I ran it using the factory tie downs. This car happens to be a 72 240. The installation on this was pretty nice. I was able to use all these. The wiring harness we are going to sell. This assembly, it's going to be already assembled. There's some issues, so it's better to do it that way. Your installation may be different on your cars. I actually used the factory bolt hole here to mount the ballast. And like I said, the wires go through with their factory hole that have a rubber or a plastic grommet around it. And same thing up here, everything's tied off at a factory location. You can see the wire that goes across over to the left headlight. Pretty much the same installation over here. Only two wires will be coming through here, since one's to power the ballast and one's to power to the headlight itself. Ballast is pretty much mounted in the exact same thing, same way. Factory bracket. This is going to be assembled with a bracket on there because there's a double-sided tape, and it just makes it easier if it's already there. Don't have to worry about it popping off. So that's the finished installation. We will button it up, get it on the ground, and do a demonstration of this so you can see how they work.